on the June 8 primary election ballot. Following the presentation by Commission Chair Jake Allen this evening, staff will need direction from Council on how it wishes to proceed. And with that, I turn it over to Chair Allen.
Thank you. Welcome, Mr. Allen.
Mr. Mayor, congratulations, or Mrs. Mayor, thank you. Congratulations on being up here again and serving Elk Grove yet again.
Thank you very much.
Really appreciate that. Honorable council members, nice to see you up here. So here we are, final night, disbandment of the Charter Commission. When I began dedicating myself to the charter process more than 2 years ago, my expectations was for something great to come out of that process. I believe the amended charter that we've given the council tonight meets that expectation. Before the final presentation of the charter, I want to address some lingering issues that have been out there and have hung out in the air. These issues include the public outreach, commissioners' use of the process for personal benefit, and the special interest influence. This commission has been criticized for the outreach that has been completed. There's a major problem with the criticism. The commission realized early on that the community input was essential to getting a charter to the voters that would pass. We began the process of identifying community partners, public relations firms, and informing ourselves as where the community was at the time. Then the commission was directed by the council to not spend any time on outreach until the tasks assigned by the council were completed. So the commission finished up those tasks and returned to the outreach process. This occurred at the same time that the council came back and shortened our time by 6 months, which was the intended public outreach time. To recap, we were directed to not do the public outreach. Then at the time that was reserved for the public outreach was taken away from us. The fact that we got any done at all was amazing. The charter has completed substantial public outreach, whether or not we want to believe it. We've attended various public and private meetings with approximately 700 individuals or stakeholders. We've had 2,000 plus hits on the website. And finally, we've reached every household in Elk Grove 4 times because we've been in the Elk Grove newsletter 4 times already. We haven't been in as an individual page, which is what we suggested as this last one, to really get a lot more into it. And then finally, good or bad, the commission has been in the press and the blog rooms for some time. So whether or not people know that we're out there, they know we're out there. The question is what do they want out of it? It suggested that the commissioners were using this process for personal gain. At the last meeting, all the commissioners stated for the record that no one had received any money, gift, or anything else of value in exchange for a vote on the commission. My 7-year-old knows that selling a vote is wrong. I make the same pledge. Nobody ever, although I'm not sure I wouldn't have if somebody offered me. And then, of course, there's the idea that a commissioner may use the position in order to jumpstart their own political career. Frankly, until a person serves in the community in some way, it's impossible for us to tell what kind of a leader they're going to be. As such, I would encourage commissioners to seek an elected office because they have dedicated time to the community by volunteering for the Charter Commission. And lastly, the special interest influence. I feel this is the most contentious issue that was brought up during the Charter. I guess the definition of special interest is what's an important issue to me. Personally, I am my own special interest, as is everybody else in this room. That being said, there are several special interests around Elk Grove that have sought to exert their influence over this Charter. However, those special interest groups didn't go through the Charter Commission. They instead used their individual council members as ways to get this in. We've had language inserted directly in here from unions. We've had districts. We've had community groups that have insisted on from districting simply so they could exert their power over the rest of it, and those are the only reasons for being here. We have addressed several issues in the Charter as originally outlined by the City Council. After weighing the Council's concerns for our November update and hearing input from the Commission based on the public input, we voted to substantially shorten the Charter. The one common theme of no matter who we talked to all said the thing is too long, shorten it up, make it easier to understand. All the basics are still covered. For instance, in the Charter, we reserve all the rights to the city that come with being a charter. We've made a 6-member council with a directly elected mayor. The mayor would serve for 4 years. The 6-member council would occur with the redistricting that must be done at the decennial change as it is. We're required to already do redistricting. So it's just a matter of getting it done. The other one, the by district issue, was something that I heard earlier in the from district. When I spoke with people individually, and I had a lot of people that called me individually on this issue, this was the one issue that came up again and again, was by district. People just felt that when they went from district, they didn't get a response from the people that they had, that the people up here were running for the city, not for their area. And then finally, the council member would be required to win a seat by 50+1. These are all different than the way we do it right now. Elk Grove would maintain its city manager form of government. The city manager, city attorney, and the city clerk will serve at the pleasure of the council. And finally, the public works issue was removed entirely from the charter. There are several reasons for removing this item from the charter. First, the public works issue was a complicated and cumbersome issue. Secondly, the inclusion or exclusion of specific language with prevailing wage creates a political firestorm. And lastly, we had language that was inserted in it that missed the opportunity to go to the fiscal impact that was done on the rest of the charter when it came to looking at prevailing wages. So there was no impact that was done for us to be able to say this is what's going to happen if we're using this. Now, while I believe the charter in its current form is in line with what the residents of Elk Grove would want by the majority, I also know that this charter is not what the special interest groups are seeking. This creates an interesting dilemma for this council. I wish you luck on this. Since we are an independent commission, I believe that the city has an obligation to put forward the charter presented by the Charter Commission tonight. I would like to know if the city attorney could look at it and address that issue. I believe that our commission was appointed for the purpose of writing the charter, and the frustration that has existed simply because what we thought we were writing was much different from what you thought you were writing. And if you wanted to write a charter, you should have done that and not allowed us to waste 2 years of our time in doing it. While I do appreciate the opportunity to serve at this community, and I appreciate the opportunity to be up here, I really want to thank the wonderful staff that was here and always helped and bent over backwards for us and did whatever they could. I want to thank the council members that have gone through with this. I know that this has not been an easy thing, but I think any time that you're going to do something as major as changing the rules by how the city operates, you're going to have issues. And again, I thank you for the opportunity to serve.